are back with another groove because that's what we do here. And today we are returning to Dead Note Land for another lesson on how to play them, exercises to do, fun ways to integrate it. This is kind of like a part 2 of a Dead Note lesson where if you checked out part 1, we moved from an E chord to an A chord or a 1 to a 4. Today, we're going to move from an E chord to a B chord or 1 to 5. We're going to have a new pattern, we're going to have a new exercise, and it's going to be great. If you would like to get tab or notation or anything like that for this exercise, please head over to my Patreon page. I can't tell you how awesome it is to have your support there, and you'll be able to get anything that accompanies these videos, like tabs, backing tracks, things like that, plus other fun musical tidbits. So please head over there and hit subscribe if you like this video, if you like this channel. There's definitely more on the way. So let's start talking about dead notes. Now, dead notes are really this thing that we have in bass playing, and other instruments use dead notes as well, like drums and things like that. But in regards to bass playing, when we play dead notes or ghost notes, it's really something that adds percussion to what we're playing. That percussive element that makes a bass line that could be like kind of funky but meh into something that's absolutely, undeniably much funkier. So when we play a dead note, again, we want to kind of play, before playing a pitch note, play a little percussive thing. You know, we can do this whether we're raking with strings or if we're playing something really simple where we're just adding a little dead note in. You know, there are a lot of ways we can integrate it, but today we're going to focus on a very specific exercise so that if you're just getting started with this technique, you know, you have something that you can really work on. So what we're going to do is we're going to be moving in the key of E from our 1 chord, which is E, up to our 5 chord, which is B. And I like to, again, kind of play the higher B and the lower B, especially in this position on the neck, because it's right there. And we're also going to adhere to our 4 fret span. So if you want to start with your middle finger on the E on the 7th fret, that's a great place, because what we're going to do is we're going to play chromatically up to the B, like so. So if you start with your middle finger on the E, then you can use your index finger to play the 6th fret of the D string, land on the B that's on the 9th fret. So this exercise is going to be 2 bars. We're going to start with the first bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when we land on the downbeat of the next bar, we're going to be on that B. And we're going to kind of work our way backwards to the low B by playing the higher B, or you can consider this the octave, the 5th of it, and then the low B. So we're going to have this great descending, you know, octave 5th root movement that is very common in a lot of bass lines. So to begin, chromatic line up, octave root 5th line down, and then we're just going to use this move to get back to the E. We're going to go from a D sharp to E, or you can think about this as scale degree 7 to scale degree 1. You know, so this is great because we're really using good voice leading here. Voice leading is when you choose a certain note to help lead you to your next destination. And we're doing that by playing over our B chord right now, playing that 5 chord. The 3rd of that is going to be that D sharp. That's going to lead us right back to our E. So this is a great place to integrate motion that will imply direction in our bass line. So you can see that I'm setting up my downbeat, beat 1, with the root note from this E, and then I land on the B up there, walk it down, and then return to E. So right now I'm just playing quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the cool thing about this is we're going to add some dead notes in, and we're going to start moving those dead notes within our bar. And so first playing it without the dead notes, it's going to sound like this. And now I'm going to throw in a dead note. All right. You can already tell that there's an element of funk that's happening. So what I'm doing now is I'm playing that dead note before beat 2. So if you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm really going 1, a 2. So if you think about the way we subdivide a quarter note into 16th notes, we usually go 1, E, and That is where we're going to be playing that dead note. Now, again, this is something you don't really have to like super count out. You don't have to count out every 16th note, but I think that if you go 1, a 2, you know, just saying a 2, that's where that dead note is going to be placed. So on the way up, we're going to be playing that dead note before the G sharp, that third of our chord. When we land on the B, we're going to play it as we descend. You know how we're going from that octave, the lower fifth, and then the root. We're going to play that on beat 2, which is where our lower fifth is going to be. So when you're playing this F sharp here, that's where our second dead note is going to play within our groove. Already much groovier than just playing straight quarter notes. So that was where we played the dead note right before beat 2. Now we're going to shift it and play before beat 3. So that means 1, 2, a 3, 4, 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 3, a 3. In this case, we're going to be playing the root. We're going to play the third, fourth. That's where we're going to be playing that dead note. And on the way down, we're going to be playing it on the B when we get to that lower B. Great. Now we're going to shift it one more. So we've done a dead note before beat 2, before beat 3. Now let's place one before beat 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, a 4, 2, 3, a 4, 2, 3, a 4. There you have it. This time that dead note is going to be placed right before that sharp 4 that we play, or the A sharp, right before going to the B. And then it's also going to be played on the right before the D sharp, that leading tone that we played before the E. So 1, 2, 3, a 4, a 4. Awesome. There's really only one more quarter note to place this dead note before. So we've done before beat 2, before beat 3, before beat 4. We got to go before beat 1, before our downbeat. So this time we're going to be playing that dead note before we land on that higher B, and then before we return to the E that we started on. So we can start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1. Hear how it sets up our downbeat? It's a pretty cool thing to do. And there it is. So there's so many different ways that you can kind of play with dead notes, and the fun comes when you get really intuitive about where these go. But this is a great thing if you're brand new to dead notes. Working through it systematically like this and hearing the different places you can place it within a bar is really helpful. So starting out with a groove that's just like 2 bars long, where you have very clear destination points, and moving it to set up the different quarter notes within a bar, that's a really great way to practice. So again, if you want to get tab notation, anything like that, please head over to my Patreon page and be on the lookout for more lessons. There's also a lot of stuff here on this channel that features dead notes, so there's plenty more where this came from. And so I hope you get this groove under your fingers. Happy practicing, and keep it groovy.